we all know that mobile, it's been around for quite a while now. We all know that mobile itself, the mobile device, is the perfect mirror of a person's affinities, their likes, where they are in their life stages. Are they a parent? Are they single? Where do they go? So for us, when you take that type of data, that type of insights into consumer behavior, and then you couple it with the promise of what CTV, digital television, offers, unlike linear, where there's shared programming. Obviously, the depth of programming in CTV is much greater. It's the biggest TV, the biggest screen rather in your home. It's the best creative platform, but it also offers some of the nuances of digital video that linear doesn't. And there's a lot of those things. The data-rich environment, the measurability. But what we wanted to do when we started as a mobile-first company and we pivoted to CTV, we didn't want to lose the fact that mobile for us was our backbone, and analyzing the app ecosystem on users' devices to target more relevantly is something that we've been doing since the start of the company. So what we've been able to do is create a CTV platform that's driven by mobile data that allows us to take the behaviors of mobile, right? The app ecosystem, take the location, the historical location, so we know kind of what the phone is with them at all times. So we know what the movement is like. We know where they like to spend time to some degree. And then we take that and we deliver by layering on additional data points, so that we leverage additional data points around shopper behavior, triangulation, technographics, other things that allow us to kind of mix the cake all together and then deliver it in a CTV household. For us, it creates better targeting, it creates better relevancy. And if we have better targeting, if we can tell a QSR company that we can start by analyzing mobile devices that have your app on it, your competitor's app on it, delivery apps on it, they've gone to QSR restaurants within the past 30 days, we can take that, seed an audience with that, and then deliver that, layering additional data on top of that, and deliver it to a CTV household in some premium inventory and long tail inventory. Then that provides the best solution for CTV targeting that we feel is in the marketplace.
So how does IDFA changes affect you guys? Obviously, that's Apple. I'm sure that's a part of the business, but how do you sort of build your business post IDFA?
Yeah, I mean, in our industry, as you know, we've had over the years things that come and are stumbling blocks, right? We've had ad blockers that we thought was going to tear apart the industry. IDFA last year, when the changes were coming, we knew the changes were coming. We didn't want to be one of those companies that in the 11th hour, they're scratching their heads trying to think of a solution. So we knew that the industry would create a solution that would solve for any significant drop in IDFA devices, be privacy compliant, so address the needs of the consumers to manage their data, but still allow brands to target, not lose the ability to use data to better reach an audience. And so we, like a lot of others in the industry, have onboarded UID 2.0 into our household graph so that we become over time less and less dependent on mobile IDs. And in our platform, though, coincidentally, out of all the OS that we have coming in, iOS coming into our platform, about 50 to 60% have opted out. However, of the newest OS from Apple, we've only seen about 30% using that. So it makes me wonder, did they not upgrade because the upgrade didn't do much other than like really kind of address a few issues, a few bugs? It wasn't significant software updates. And the privacy thing, do consumers not care about privacy as much as we, as an industry, thought they would? Are they more sophisticated than we thought? And also, do they know that even if they opt out, they're still going to be exposed to advertising? It's not going to be relevant, but they're still going to be exposed to advertising. So are they willing to share in exchange for more relevant messaging from brands in exchange for content. What are they willing to exchange their data for? But aside from that, we have pivoted so that whether that is an issue or not, whether brands are more willing, more sophisticated, I mean, consumers rather, that we still have a solution that we've built into our household graph using UID so that we're not dependent on mobile devices and their IDs moving forward.
Joe, let's talk about creativity a little bit, the creative aspect of advertising, interactivity. You referenced QR codes earlier. A lot of demands for things beyond the traditional spots. What's going on, and what are you guys doing in that area?
Yeah, again, if you kind of draw a line between linear and CTV when it comes to creative, it doesn't seem on the surface to be a lot of difference. And even though we consider CTV advertising digital video, but just on a much larger screen than a desktop or a phone, it's still digital video. It still has some of the same nuances of digital video advertising. But there are limitations at this moment in terms of how dynamic that video can be, how interactive can it be. So it doesn't share all the components of the other digital video platforms. It'll get there, considering we have to consider that this is still relatively, in comparison to other digital platforms, is still a new advertising vehicle for brands. However, at Sabio, what we've been doing is, and this is part of the COVID experience of where if you've gone to restaurants, they don't have menus. You scan a QR code to get their menu on your phone, or you use QR codes for payments in some countries. People have realized that the value of QR codes again. I mean, as an industry, we kind of kick them around the curb because there were bad experiences in the distant past. But it's always been a good piece of technology. It's always been useful, and it's a good thing for content exchange. So what we're doing is we are trying to move all of our CTV campaigns, or creative rather, into something more transactional. So by incorporating a QR code into the TV, if you're, let's say, a big box retailer, and you have 2 or 3 products focused in your creative, and you have a QR code, we all know the co-viewing experience. We all know that people sit at home, in their living room, in their den, wherever they are, watching TV, phone in hand. What we've done is said, okay, well, for the brands, we want to create another level of interaction in a co-viewing environment. So a QR code for a big box retailer allows a consumer to go scan the QR code, immediately put those products into a shopping cart, pay them, and have them delivered. And then they've never left their doorstep. They've never left their home, which we've all gotten used to that experience of e-commerce and everything. But now we're taking that step to the creative. If you're a QSR brand, you want to put a QR code in the creative, you can do it for couponing, you can do it for loyalty, and any other brand, whether it's content exchange, signing up, creating a loyalty program, whatever it may be, the opportunity to make those TV creative interactive in that way as we move to finding more creative opportunities in terms of interactivity provides a great deal of value. And even in the limited interactivity, what we can do is, if you're an automotive brand, for instance, we can put a color configurator in the frame around your creative. We can't do a full configurator, but if you're running an ad for an SUV, unlike other ads, we can, unlike linear, we can in the frame give consumers a choice to look at that SUV in 5 or 6 different colors. It's a step towards that trip to the dealership. So creative is getting better in CTV. We're trying to make sure that we are staying on the front of it by offering some good creative interactive solutions to our clients. And as I said, the technology in terms of JavaScript and VAST and everything else will pivot so that we can do even more in terms of interactive creativity.